Antarctica. The very name whispers of mystery of a land untouched, remote, and utterly captivating. It is a continent of superlatives, the coldest, driest, windiest, and highest on average on our planet. For centuries, it remained a mere rumor, a terra australis incognita, a vast, unknown landmass believed to exist at the bottom of the world, balancing the continents of the north. Its allure has drawn explorers, scientists, and adventurers, all eager to unlock its secrets and witness its stark, breathtaking beauty. This is a place where nature reigns supreme, a world of ice and snow that challenges our perceptions and inspires profound awe. Imagine a world almost entirely covered in a thick blanket of ice, a landscape so vast and seemingly uniform, yet filled with intricate details and subtle wonders. This is Antarctica, a continent that holds around 90% of the world's ice and, remarkably, about 70% of its fresh water. The journey to understand Antarctica has been one of courage, endurance, and relentless curiosity. The landscapes of Antarctica are unlike any other on Earth, sculpted over millennia by the relentless power of ice and wind. Towering glaciers, rivers of ancient ice carve their way slowly but inexorably from the high interior plateaus towards the surrounding ocean. These colossal structures groan and calve, birthing icebergs of unimaginable size and fantastical shapes. Beyond the glaciers, vast ice shelves extend from the continent, floating platforms of thick ice that form where the glaciers meet the sea. The Ross Ice Shelf, for instance, is a colossal expanse, roughly the size of France, a seemingly endless plain of white. Mountain ranges such as the Transantarctic Mountains bisect the continent, their peaks often piercing through the ice sheet, forming none-attacks isolated rocky sentinels in a sea of white. In some coastal areas, ice-free valleys known as the McMurdo Dry Valleys present an even more alien landscape. The coastline of Antarctica is a dramatic interface between ice and ocean. At the heart of Antarctica's unique character lies its immense ice sheet, a colossal dome of frozen water that covers approximately 98% of the continent. This is not merely a static block of ice, it is a dynamic system, constantly in motion, albeit incredibly slowly. Snowfall, accumulating over countless millennia, compresses under its own weight, transforming into dense glacial ice. This ice then flows outwards from the high central plateau towards the coasts, feeding the glaciers and ice shelves that fringe the continent. The sheer volume of this ice is staggering, containing enough water to raise global sea levels by nearly 60 meters if it were all to melt. The thickness of the Antarctic ice sheet is, in places, almost 5 kilometers deep. Imagine drilling down through that much ice, each layer representing a snapshot of past climates, trapping ancient air bubbles that scientists can analyze to understand Earth's atmospheric history. Living and working on the ice sheet presents unimaginable challenges. The Antarctic ice sheet is divided into two main parts, the larger East Antarctic ice sheet and the smaller, but potentially less stable West Antarctic ice sheet, separated by the Transantarctic Mountains. Despite its forbidding climate and icy landscapes, Antarctica teems with life, particularly along its coastal fringes and in the surrounding Southern Ocean. Perhaps the most iconic residents are the penguins. Several species have adapted remarkably to this extreme environment. The Adelie penguin, small and feisty, nests on the rocky shores, undertaking long journeys across the sea ice to find food. Emperor penguins, the largest of all penguin species, are true Antarctic specialists, breeding during the harsh Antarctic winter on the stable sea ice, the males enduring months of darkness and blizzards while incubating their single precious egg. These charming birds, with their comical waddles on land, transform into sleek, agile swimmers in the water. Their dense, waterproof feathers and thick layers of blubber provide excellent insulation against the biting cold, both in the frigid air and the icy sea. The life cycles of Antarctic wildlife are intricately linked to the seasonal advance and retreat of the sea ice. Krill, small shrimp-like crustaceans, feed on this algae and in turn, become a vital food source for penguins, seals, whales, and seabirds. The interconnectedness of these creatures, from the smallest plankton to the largest whale, highlights the intricate web of life that defines this extraordinary polar wilderness. Section 5. Giants of the Southern Ocean, whales and seals. The nutrient-rich waters of the Southern Ocean surrounding Antarctica are a haven for some of the planet's most magnificent marine mammals. Seals are a common sight along the Antarctic Peninsula and on the pack ice. Several species thrive here, each with its own unique adaptations. The Weddell seal, for example, is a true Antarctic specialist, capable of diving to extraordinary depths and remaining underwater for extended periods, using its teeth to maintain breathing holes in the thick sea ice throughout the winter. Other seal species include the crab-eater seal, ironically named as its diet consists mainly of krill, not crabs, which it filters from the water using specially adapted teeth. Leopard seals, formidable apex predators, patrol the waters and ice floes, hunting penguins and other seals with stealth and power. The Southern Ocean is also a crucial feeding ground for many species of whales. During the Antarctic summer, these gentle giants migrate south to feast on the abundant krill. The presence of these oceanic giants underscores the richness and importance of the Antarctic marine ecosystem, a vital part of our planet's biodiversity. Section 6. Echoes of Heroism, Legendary Polar Expeditions. The heroic age of Antarctic exploration, roughly from the late 19th century to the early 1920s, is a saga of incredible courage, endurance, and often, tragedy. These expeditions were driven by a thirst for geographical discovery, national prestige, and scientific knowledge. Men like Robert Falcon Scott, Roald Amundsen, Ernest Shackleton, and Douglas Mawson became legends, their names forever etched into the history of this formidable continent. Roald Amundsen, the pragmatic Norwegian, led the first expedition to successfully reach the South Pole in December 1911. Just over a month later, Captain Robert Falcon Scott's British party arrived at the pole, only to find Amundsen's flag already there. Perhaps one of the most extraordinary tales of survival is that of Sir Ernest Shackleton and the crew of the Endurance. These expeditions, while often focused on reaching the pole, also gathered invaluable scientific data about Antarctica's geology, meteorology, and wildlife. Section 7. Science in the Freezer, Unlocking Antarctica's Secrets. Antarctica today is a continent dedicated to peace and science, governed by the Antarctic Treaty System, which promotes international cooperation and prohibits military activity. Dozens of research stations operated by various nations are scattered across the ice, particularly along the coast and on the Antarctic Peninsula. These stations are hubs of scientific activity, where researchers from around the world collaborate to study everything from the Earth's climate history, trapped in ancient ice cores, to the unique adaptations of Antarctic life, and even the mysteries of the universe, observed through the clear, unpolluted polar skies. The research conducted in Antarctica is of global significance. Ice cores drilled from deep within the ice sheet provide an unparalleled record of past climate change, revealing natural cycles of warming and cooling, and the dramatic impact of human-induced greenhouse gas emissions. The spirit of international collaboration is strong, fostering a sense of community among those who share this unique polar experience, working together to unravel the continent's many secrets. Section 8. The Frozen Challenge, Climate and Human Endeavor. The climate of Antarctica is the most extreme on Earth, defined by its intense cold, aridity, and powerful winds. The interior of the continent is a polar desert, receiving very little precipitation, often less than many hot deserts. What snow does fall rarely melts, instead accumulating and compressing over centuries to form the vast ice sheet. Winter temperatures in the high interior can plunge to below -80 degrees Celsius, while coastal regions are slightly milder, though still ferociously cold and subject to blizzards that can last for days, reducing visibility to near zero and making any outdoor activity perilous. The infamous katabatic winds are a defining feature of the Antarctic climate. These are dense, cold air masses that flow downhill from the high polar plateau towards the coast, accelerated by gravity. Visiting Antarctica, whether as a tourist or a researcher, requires careful planning and a profound respect for the environment. The challenges of the Antarctic climate have spurred remarkable innovations in engineering, construction, and logistics. The future of the White Continent. Antarctica stands as one of the last great wildernesses on Earth, a place of unparalleled natural beauty and profound scientific importance. Its pristine landscapes evoke a sense of wonder and humility. The unique wildlife forms a delicate ecosystem that is both resilient and fragile. Preserving this extraordinary continent is critical, as it faces unprecedented threats from climate change. The Antarctic Treaty System has protected the continent for over 60 years, dedicating it to peace and scientific research. Global warming poses a significant challenge to this delicate balance. Protecting Antarctica is about safeguarding the health of our entire planet.